Number 96, your life's focus attracts non-physical. That's the subject of today's video. As always, like the video, comment on it below, click the subscribe button or the bell icon. All those things help other people to see these videos. If you've watched my channel, you probably already know that I recently took up watercolor and then oil painting. My father and my grandmother were both accomplished artists, but I've never shown any artistic ability in that direction. And as I've been doing these courses, I feel nudged by them, a little more yellow or a little bit darker, that kind of thing. I'm trying to let them help. I'm trying to connect as I'm doing the art. I'm trying to connect with them the way I do when I'm doing a mediumship reading. And I progressed at an astonishing rate. I've done in months what I thought would take years. So that was a nice surprise. And it's not just a mindset and a positive attitude, although I think that absolutely helps, but I can feel them like nudging me. Stop, that's enough, that kind of thing. So when something gets your attention, that also gets the attention of related people in spirit. Numerous times I've been sitting in a practice circle and someone will get a relative of mine that my brother and I were just discussing, or they'll get someone that I had just seen a picture of or a Facebook post about, even though they're deceased. And lots of mediums have had exactly that experience because I've been there when they've had it. But focused attention, like doing art for hours at a time or a sporting activity or playing an instrument, I think that gets their attention and their help. Without knowing about any of this, a few years ago, my brother took up sculpting just out of curiosity because he does things like that. And he was immediately very proficient, similar to my watercolor and oil painting. And I just realized recently that our grandfather, who died before we were born, was a sculptor. He worked on a famous cathedral. And I believe, my brother's not so sure, but I believe that he was nudging him, helping him, because that's what people in spirit do. If you're focused on something, parenting, an instrument, a sport activity, whatever it is, I think so for example, if you're a parent, that's something you have to focus on, you're a parent, and you're kind of sad because one of your parents or grandparents died before they got to know your child, I think they're there with you and helping you and influencing things in a positive way. I really believe that. I've said in other videos, sometimes I'll get a grandparent who says, I'm grandma anyway, or I'm grandpa anyway. And I know now that means the grandchild was born after the person passed, but they're claiming I'm still involved, I'm still the grandparent. I'm not sure how many generations that goes back, but, and I can't think of a specific example, but I know there've been friends and family who have taken up something and they're really good at it. And someone will tell them, oh, it's in the blood, you're a great grandfather, this and that, or your great aunt, whatever. And there may be some genetic component, but I really believe that you're attracting the attention of people in non-physical and that they're helping out. And I don't think it has to be someone who you're connected with. I think, I mean, maybe it's more likely if they're a relative, but I think anyone who engaged in whatever the specific activity is, you can attract their attention and get their help. I've seen actors portray older deceased actors, and some of those have been like spooky, like Renee Zellweger pops to mind. She did a Judy Garland movie. You could tell from much of it, it's Renee Zellweger, not Judy Garland, but there were moments that were spooky. She got it. She really evoked that actress. So if you're up for it, try intending to let non-physical help you in some activity that you do over time, some expert or someone who has some experience, and see if you notice an improvement in that artistic expression, that sport, that whatever endeavor. I'd love to hear about your experience about that. That's all I have to say about that. Next month, I'm going to talk about, it's kind of weird, I'm going to talk about narcissist and NPD, or narcissistic personality disorder. I will tie it into mediumship, but this is something I'm seeing in the media a lot, and it's gotten my attention. So that's what I'm going to talk about. As always, thanks for watching.